Hau mitako ye, na mitako la hihani washke. Ta yahibelo wochi shila wakhan. Na hachi WOLAKOTA wicho yele. Ongro happy mako chile. O he unach chi tokata ehani unhunkte. Wa uchi shila wakhan. Wa hulupa lila chaya pele chile kompelo. Ho, echetuelo. Understanding the sacrament of CHANUPA. Since the beginning of times, the Red Nation has walked upon this earth with the eyes of nature, looking into the spirit world to find healing, understanding, and purpose to his life, always knowing that it is not man who creates the laws, but it is the laws who creates the man. The laws that rules the entire universe. The laws that always change and are eternal in the realms of the Great Spirit. It is for the grace of the great Creator that we, two-legged, in every form of life that exists and is coming to exist, have the light of Creator within its heart. And is always fed off the energy. That breath of life is the breath of Tunkashila, the grandfather spirit, our giver of life, and it is that truly our breath of life. Because it is for the grandfathers who continue to look for us in the spirit world, from the spirit world, that our walk has been always sacred. Our language is sacred, and our CHANUPA is sacred. It is in our sacred language that we find a purpose to go on our journey as the Red Nation, because everything we do it from our heart, and everything we give comes from our heart, and it cannot be replaced for any government that is not moving with the laws of nature. That is not that which is the law of nature, because it is in the laws of nature that every living being in itself is his own government. His own government in the hands of the great Creator always. Our own tribal systems were always working according to the laws of nature, and therefore were spiritually guided. Tribal systems were always moving according to the laws of nature, and were always spiritually guided and founded in the will of the Creator. Those tribal systems that represent our peoples on Turtle Island do not truly move in the footprints of our ancestors today. Do they move in the footprints of corrupted corporations? And that is why the founding fathers were never agreed to accept a tribal government to determine the future of the Red Nation over these sacred grounds. In the protocols of our grandfathers, there was an intent to show the white nation the way of how we Indians in our sacred grounds will move always. How we Indians will establish a commitment with somebody, always in presence of CHANUPA as our living prayer and sacrament of life. Its wood is sacred. Its bowl is the spirit presence of our ancestors. When they come together, bowl and steam, a spiritual conception takes place, and this physical world merges itself with the spirit world, female and male both merged together. A loving conception of life takes place. CHANUPA comes into fruition. When you stand before CHANUPA, it is as if you were in presence of Creator, and you cannot lie, or judge or feel hatred for your relatives. To do so, you'll be contaminating the sacred and attempting against that which was handed down to our ancestors by God, Creator of life. If you pray with CHANUPA, you'll be always watch for our grandfathers, and they will watch that you are doing it the right way. As the sacred smoke belongs to them, you never swallow the sacred smoke. Who will carry your prayers are the grandfathers back to the source of all creation, and that which you put in words with CHANUPA, so it will be done for you, my friend. It was always the foundation for all great nations. It was always the prior words before understanding anything of any of the indigenous peoples that have had the CHANUPA as their sacrament, to understand that there is no death in the understanding of an Indian. It is just a transition to the spirit world. And this is the spirit world where we are always being taken care of for our ancestors. They always watch for us by holding a CHANUPA. And this is something that most remained alive and strong, and today open for future generations to really be able to see it, to feel it, if their heart and soul has been guided to reconnect with the ancestral ways of the Buffalo nations, and those nations that stand for CHANUPA as a sacrament of life. I have spoken these words from my heart. Hoe chetu me lo, wopila tanka wa uchishila wa khan. Ha wachi ake shni wa inama kha. Ho chetu yelo. Metakuya.